What's going on, guys? Long time no see. As you can figure out, I am back in America. I got the MR2 Spider behind me, and for today's vid I wanted to put a few things on the car and kind of go over some plans and give you guys like the roadmap for the car. I got a lot of things for it. When I was in Japan, I scooped up so much stuff, and I'm trying to get around to it and start putting some of the things on there, and I'm going to talk about some stuff I have on the way, some big plans, so stay tuned. And I don't know if you guys noticed anything new on the car, which wasn't there before I left. Boom. Got a hardtop. I ordered one of these bad boys. It's an actual Toyota OEM hardtop. I ordered it from a guy here in the States who gets them imported from Europe. So the US market never got an OEM hardtop on the MR2 Spider, but on the MRS in Japan and the Euro market, it was a factory option. Really hard to come by, a little pricey for what they are. My MR2 guys out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I was on a waiting list because my car is an 8M6, which is the Spectra Blue Micra or something like that. I know it's 8M6, and I was on a waiting list for an 8M6 hardtop, and I got the email and immediately had to pull the trigger on it. I went ahead and threw it on like probably the first day I got here because it was in a huge box and was sitting behind the MR2, and I wanted to get rid of the box, and it's pretty straightforward putting this on, but I'll show you guys kind of exactly what you have to do for those interested. But right now, here's MR2 as it sits for the most part. The only modifications that have been done to the car, other than the hardtop, we do have a Monkey Wrench Racing little short ram intake on the back. That's all I've really done to the engine. I removed like a little plastic cover. I swapped the spark plugs, did an oil change, swapped out the gear oil. But other than that, like, I haven't really done a whole lot to this car, guys. I mean, it's not looking the best right now, and I kind of wanted to deep dive and show you exactly what the car looks like, and mainly for me and my documentation, and then kind of see the progress of this build. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. A lot of big plans for this thing. And then interior, for the most part, pretty much stock. I do have the checkered floor mats that I brought from Japan. You guys are a huge fan of those. And then a Tomei shift knob. I had a TRD shift knob on there, but I picked this up actually from Up Garage. I had one on my Evo, and I was a huge fan of them. So I went ahead and picked up one with Toyota threads, threw that on here. And then before I left, I tried opening these up and painting the housing black and wet sanding this to try to clear them up, but no matter how much elbow grease I put into it, I just couldn't do it. And I've done headlight refurbing before. I did it on my R33 GTR, had those things looking brand new, but for whatever reason I couldn't get these super clear, and I kind of just gave up. So I ordered a brand new set of OEM headlights that should be here pretty soon, and then I'm probably gonna do the same thing, open them up, paint the housing black, because I really want a black and blue theme with the car. And then some other big announcements. I reached out to Koenig USA, Koenig wheels, really awesome lightweight wheels, and asked them if they'd be willing to help me out and sponsor the build, and they were fully on board. So I have some Koenig hypergrams on the way, 15x8 with 25 offset in black. I'm really excited for those. And then I got some coilovers on the way. But let me talk about the stuff I already have in the garage, get you guys up to speed. So I picked these up, what we're probably going to put in today, and these are actual MRS. You see midship runabout sports. These are factory options. I ordered these from Japan directly. I walked into Toyota when I was out there, and boom. So I got a set of these little scuff plates. We'll be putting those in. And then you guys might remember these Recaros. I had one that's been sitting in my garage forever. On my Evo 3, I had the red driver's seat, and I pulled out the OEM one, sold the Evo, and I kind of just had it sitting in the garage. So when I was in Japan, I was on the hunt, and I actually found a second one. Huge shout out to Lisa from Crank Neo for hooking that up. There was one sitting in her Evo 6 parts car, and we worked out a deal, and I was able to ship one back. So I now have two gray Recaro SR3s, which will be going in the MR2, and I also have wedge Recaro C brackets on the way with sliders. Those are custom made to order, so those should be here in a few weeks. And then my buddy Gerald hooked it up. I've got a Recaro Momo steering wheel. This is pretty cool. So ultimately, my plan for the car, I know it's not the most attractive looking car. I get that. I didn't buy it based on the looks. I bought it for the fun factor and what this car could be. This is my second one. I owned one way back in 2008 to 2010, and it was one of those cars that after I sold it, I've always kind of wanted to get another one. So it's mainly the reason I bought another one, and I know this car can be something really special. So that is the plan, and you guys know me. I'm a big JDM guy. This is a USDM spec car, but I'm gonna try to make it the most JDM, non-JDM Toyota MR2 Spider. But I'm gonna try to put as much actual like JDM, Japanese goodies on this car to try to make it very unique. So that is the plan for this guy. So we're gonna have the Recaro seats, the Recaro Momo steering wheel. I've got the JDM scuff plates going in. Let's see what else I got going. So this frustrated me a little bit. I have a Cusco front and a Cusco rear strut bar, and I shipped these and everything was fine except for the front strut bar. For whatever reason, this piece was missing from this side. I don't know why. The box is a little open. The bolt was back on. I don't think somebody would just take it. Maybe it came apart. I don't know exactly what happened, but I filed a claim. So now I got to track down another front strut bar from Cusco. But I've got the rear. This is new old stock from Up Garage. I was really excited about this. See Cusco made in Japan. And then underneath I've got side door bracing, which is really cool. So I've got Cusco front, rear, side door bracing. And then hanging up over here, I've got a TRD front underbody bracing that's gonna go in. I'm thinking about refurbing this, maybe getting powder coated. I mean, it's gonna go underneath the car, so we're really not gonna see it. Not too worried about it. My Honda Accord that I had out in Japan, I yanked out the ETC reader. So I might wire that up in the MR2 just so I get the little jingle saying, hey, enter your ETC card every time I turn the key on. And then over here, I've got the actual midship runabout MRS front emblems that'll replace the sombrero on the front. So I got one in black, one in blue. I bought both. Kind of wanted to see what they're gonna look like on the bumper, but I think I'm gonna go with the black. So a lot of suspension bits, coilovers are on the way, wheels and tires. And then the big hitter, you guys that have been with the channel and you might have seen the vid. If not, I'll post that down below. But I did pick up a K24A from the junkyard from that Honda Odyssey Absolute. And I have a DC5 Integra Type R 6-speed manual transmission that's going to get mated up to it. It comes with the LSD from the factory. So we're going to be doing a full K-swap in here. So that's kind of why I'm not really doing a whole lot to the 1ZZ. I mean, this engine is very underwhelming for those that know. There are turbo options out here, but a lot of guys pull these out, put the 2ZZ in. But right now, the new hotness is the K-swap, and I know a lot of people are against it, a lot of people are for it. Really don't care. I think it's gonna be awesome having a JDM K-Series in here with a DC5, which is my favorite Integra Type R transmission, and we're gonna boost it. We're gonna boost it, boys. It's gonna be nasty. I'm looking for some crazy wheel horsepower on here and make this thing a little rocket. I'm also working on trying to find a TRD body kit, which are really hard to come by right now. So if you guys have any leads, TRD Stage 1 lip kit, shoot, if I can even find a TRD Stage 2 front bumper, that would be huge. I've seen a few on Yahoo Auctions, a few on eBay, but I mean, pricing's astronomical, and I haven't found one in like really good condition that is really a good candidate. But if I can find one, that's gonna be the move. But I got my eyes on so much stuff right now, and then we're gonna get a full paint job on it. I want you guys to see this car and be like, yo, that's Cap's MR2. Trying to make it as special as possible. That's enough about me rambling on. I can go on for days and days. I'm just happy to be back with the car and finally get some stuff on it that I've been kind of hoarding over the last like 5-6 months. So without further ado, I think I'm gonna go ahead and throw the rear Cusco strut bar on and the scuff plates just to get some of the stuff out of the way for today. If any of you guys have any recommendations for getting rid of this and replacing it, I know there's like some like gold foil. I don't know. I don't think it's really needed, but I hate janky looking things, and this looks really janky right now. All right, so I think for the rear strut, we got to remove this guy here. So this is going to be a 14, looks like 14s all around. I'm gonna get my socket wrench. Super easy, super straightforward. Remove this, throw strut bar on, and I think this guy goes right underneath. Like we retain this, which is really nice. So we're gonna have a whole lot of rear bracing going on. I do apologize for the mess, guys. I've been gone for a long time. Just got back, trying to get my life together, trying to get everything cleaned up. But let's go ahead and get some tools. All right, a lot of you guys asked why I sold the Evo. Every time I worked on that car, no matter how simple the job was, it was always a major pain in the butt. Like nothing ever went as planned with that thing. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do a little brake pad swap, or I'm gonna do the coilovers. Every time I worked on that car, there was always something. So I wanted a newer car. Granted, this car is a 2003. means it's already 19 years old, but it doesn't seem 19 years old. Actually pretty clean. I was kind of picky when I was looking for one. I just wanted something I can beat on, something I can work on and not have to stress every time I do anything. Every time I take a wrench to it, if I'm gonna strip a bolt, like there was just always something with the Evo. Just like that. Super easy. So this guy comes off. Should, theory, just go right on. Yeah, look at that, perfect fit. All right guys, got it in. So I did have to remove this part of the actual bar itself to get a little bit of clearance, kind of work it in there. But we got it in there, everything's bolted down. And then I just had to, for whatever reason, I couldn't get my wrench when the bolt was on this side, so I just kind of flipped it over. I did it on both sides. But it is in there, everything's torqued down, and I mean, looks great. Fitment was great. Don't expect anything less from Cusco. Now for the big moment of truth. Yeah. Almost perfect. There's a little bit left right here. Check that out. Sheesh. Even JDM, bro. Now I do like the blue on it. Kind of matches the blue on the car. But yeah, in case you were wondering, for these guys, 17 millimeter and then just a big Allen wrench. One of my favorite things about the MR2 Spider is this drip pan right here. It's almost like a little table as you're working on the engine. It's pretty much all the rain and water that comes through these vents right here comes down this little pan, and then it kind of feeds it down here so it doesn't go all over your engine and rust everything out. All right, so now that's done. Let's go ahead and move on to the scuff plates, which is pretty straightforward, just out with the old and with the new. So let me go ahead and grab those bad boys. And real quick, check this out. I love how the Cusco instructions say this product is designed for use in Japan only. Must not be used in any other country. Okay, Cusco, okay. All right. So this one is the front right door, driver's side in Japan, passenger side in America. Let's go ahead and pop this off. Oh, and you guys will notice here maybe the trim is removed. So the MR2 interior plastic doesn't have the little cutout right here, but it actually has a template. But it almost has like an etching, like a line right here. I have to cut that out because the hardtop mount sits right in here and the plastic is hitting it. So I do have to cut that out, but really cool that the US spec plastic has kind of like a little guide right here. All right, let's go ahead and get this guy off. And there is the old one. Not too bad. Yeah, a little dirty. 19 years of grime. I'm gonna go ahead and get some degreaser, wipe all this down. Even though you won't see it, I know myself, once I put the new ones on here, I'll always know that it was dirty in here. So I'm gonna clean this up first before we put the new one on. All cleaned up, not a speck of rust, love to see that. Oh. So here's a little side-by-side comparison. I mean, there's really, honestly, in like the structure and the shape and everything, the only difference between these two, this guy is just black right here, and it looks like they just kind of put this little thing right where this is. Oh well, special order from Japan. They weren't too expensive. I think they were 7,000 yen each, so 14,000 yen for the set, which is like, I don't know, 115, 120 bucks. But I got them directly from a Toyota dealership in Japan, so they're special to me. And nice little touch. Not a lot of folks in the States are running these, so making it a little bit more JDM, if you will. Just like that, they snap right into place. And then just like the Cusco, let's go ahead and do the moment of truth. Yeah. Sweet. Hey, they look good. I mean, nothing over the top, but definitely a nice little touch when you have the door open. Nice little refreshing part. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. I'm not gonna bore you guys out with the old and with the new. And then I'm gonna see if I can pull the Dremel out and get these off and maybe cut this little tab and get the trim on the inside all buttoned up. We'll do a little cool camera trickery real quick because the lighting is a little bit better on this side, but here's the before. And there you go. Really digging it. Really digging it. Nice little touch. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's vid. Unfortunately, I don't have the little Dremel cutting bit that I need to cut into that trim, so I'm going to have to make a run to the store. And I'll probably end up doing that later today or tomorrow. But go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more content. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the MRS. If you guys have anything in mind that you'd like to see on the car, I'm always open to suggestions and like to hear y'all's feedback. And go follow me on Instagram at Cap26. Until the next vid, I'll catch you later. See ya.